right, folks, so here's how a good narrative and a bad narrative should sound, and we're going to use your first speech as an example. So you know all the questions that you have to answer. So let me use, say, a personal example, personal answers to the speech, so that you can kind of get a taste and be aware of what's happening. All right, obviously you started off with an attention-getting device. So I would say, I feel the need for speed by Pete Maverick Mitchell from the movie Top Gun. Folks, Top Gun has been at the core of my being ever since I was wearing short pants. And because of this movie, it makes me address the question of would I rather keep my old memories or never be able to create new ones? The answer is I'd rather be able to create new memories, because if Top Gun taught me anything, it's always to keep your eyes on the target, and the target is always what's ahead. So I always want to be able to create new memories. And plus, if I choose to keep all my old memories, then that kind of means I'm stuck in the past. And well, if you're stuck in the past, you're going to see life pass you right by. And it's that very phenomenon that kind of makes me wonder about my academic question. So you see, the academic question that I needed to have answered when I was a sophomore in college was, well, how does reality function? I mean, how do all the scientific principles, the natural principles, how does all of that work together to create our perceptions? Now, unfortunately, it took me about 8-9 years to research and go to school to find that answer, but I did nonetheless, and I'm much happier for it. And it's because of that happiness that addresses the question of what would I do differently in life if nobody judged me? Well, what I do... Okay, so you see what I'm doing is I'm taking all of the answers to the questions, and I'm essentially forming a narrative. I'm forming a story. It's almost the equivalent of if your friend or your family member asked, "What happened last night?" Well, you would tell them a story of what happened. Likewise, the answers to the questions will make up the plot line of your narrative. Now, here's how a speech with a bad narrative would sound. I feel the need for speed by Pete Maverick Mitchell from Top Gun. It's because of this movie that I would choose to be able to create new memories than keep my old ones. I would choose this because if you're stuck in the past, you'll see life pass you by. The next question is, what is my academic question that I want answered in life? The academic question I want answered is, why does reality function the way that it does? The next question is, what would I do differently in life if nobody judged me? What I would do differently in life would be X, Y, Z. Finally, to end my speech, right? So you see, one was like a grocery list. Here's section A. Now I'm done with that. Here's section B. Now I'm done with that. Here's section C. Right? That's not a narrative. That's like a grocery list. So when delivering your speech, make sure you sound more like the first way than the second way. Right? And that's how a narrative should sound. And don't forget to lace a lot of emotion and passion into your speech, because that's what establishes the tone. All right? So make sure you don't sound like a robot. Make sure you sound like you actually care. All right, that's the narrative. Make it happen.